Yo guys, welcome back to a brand new video and another episode of my MotoGP 19 career mode here today for round 6 of the season for the Italian Grand Prix at Mugello. If you guys missed the last episode at the legendary Le Mans circuit, then go watch the video guys by clicking on the card in the top right hand corner of your screen before we jump into any further spoilers. But for this one, we are here at Mugello, and it's Ducati and Pramac home races, and the pressure's on. We want to try and do well here today, so let's jump into things. So for this race, we do have 100 points on the development front, but I'm going to try and save them unless I can maybe afford. I want to try and get this frame upgrade, and I also want to get the next anti-wheelie one, but they're both 130 points each. Also, it's worth noting, at the end of this episode, we do have a transfer window, so that could be quite interesting. I'm going to be keen on offers. I'm going to look out for them. The reason being is because I'm just not too keen on the Pramac bike. It's my least favourite looking bike on the grid, I think, probably. I'm just not a fan of the colourway. It was better last year. This year, I'm not a fan. And if I can get promoted to the Works team, that'd be fantastic. If not, then I do have my eye on maybe Yamaha or the Petronas team. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But in terms of the championship, after the last race, we got second place. We managed to beat Marquez at the final corner of the final lap and outscore him. So we're now only 3 points behind going into this race. There's a chance here today for us to really, overturn that points deficit. We have that massive pit straight where the Ducati is going to be really, really good, and I'm looking forward to it. So let's jump into things here first of all, and we're going to get into practice first and make sure we hit all of our practice programs, and then we're going to set a lap good enough to jump into Q2 in qualifying. So let's jump into it and let's get this weekend underway. Okay, so currently doing the track affinity test as always, and first lap was decent. We got underneath the threshold, which is actually quite easy to be fair. 49.1's a very honest and very fair time threshold, let's just say, but we're going to comfortably beat it. Do we touch Rossi's time across the line? Not quite, about 2/10 off, but still a decent start. Quite a bit wide there. Coming on a pretty okay lap, a couple of mistakes here and there, but overall it's been pretty decent. Just trying to target to get below the timer threshold. It's going to be close to Dovi, but I think we could challenge that lap time. But this lap should be good enough to get us into Q2 already. I feel like it's on the pace. It's on the money. 2/10 up on Dovi's time, as we've got one more sector to go, and that's where the Ducati is strongest. Of course, Dovi's also riding a Ducati, so it should be pretty even Steven. Just got to keep it nice and tidy out this final corner. Power on nice now. A little bit of a short shift there to get the power down. And we're going to get a tow from Zarco briefly. But look at the power difference. Ducati versus KTM. Up to the line though. We're going to smash it. Job done. There we go. That's very, very good. Okay, so currently you can see on screen, we are sitting at the top of the timesheets. However, our lap was on double soft tyre. Dovi actually did a medium hard, a 46.7. A very, very impressive pace from Dovi. And he's half a second quicker than Marquez, but that's a very quick lap from Dovi. I think we should still be okay to get into Q2, even when everybody runs a soft tyre. But for sure, it looks like the big guns have some serious pace here. I will admit, my lap wasn't perfect. There's a few mistakes. I think the 45 is very easily achievable. So it could be interesting, but either way, we're going to call it a day, and I think that should be good enough for qualifying. So let's jump into it, and let's see how we get on. Okay, so we've made it into Q2, and actually we've stayed P1, so I'm guessing the AI haven't used the soft tyres maybe, or if they did, they didn't find much time benefit, so interesting, but I didn't expect that one to still be P1. Either way, I'm not going to complain. I think it's still going to be a tasty session. I think myself, Dovi, Petrucci, Miller could all be, in the mix. And then you've got Valentino, Marquez, of course, Rins as well, who in the last race did really well. And Vinales also. It could be quite tasty. Crutchlow as well, the man who won the last race, could be an outsider. So let's jump into it and let's see how this quality session gets underway. Got some traffic here in the form of Franco Morbidelli on my first run. That's not affecting me too badly, but it is starting to now. Right on the outside, taking a different line, and we actually put it off. Fantastic move. Morbidelli very early on the brakes there. Didn't expect that, to be honest, to go around the outside. 3/10 up on Alex Rins' time, who's currently setting the pace. One more sector to go. Like I said before, I think a 45 is possible, so we're going to try and get straight into the 45s on our first lap if we can. This is where the Ducati now stretches its legs, so I think we should naturally extend our gap up to the line. Let's see what it is. It should be a 45, not quite, a 46.0. Good open up. Rear tyres overheating, so I'm going to try again. See if I can improve on that my second time around. Hopefully no traffic this time. What a lap this is. My rear tyre is nearly at 150. Seriously cooking. but I don't really use the rear brake that much around here, which is good. On the power, I'm going to struggle here with that overheating rear. I'm going to have to go off the gas a little bit. We might lose a little bit of time in sector 4, but hopefully this should be a 145. Up to the line, there we go, a 45.7. We lost a little bit in sector 4, just trying to get the power down, but that's a good benchmark and a very good lap there. Let's see if the AI step up their pace and try to beat that, but I'm very happy with that one. Best lap of the weekend so far. Okay, so currently 3.5 minutes to go, and the nearest man is Marc Marquez, actually, quite surprisingly. He's within 3/10 on a 46.0, so he could be a potential challenger. We're going to go out for one more run on a fresh set and try and improve on that 45.7. I think it's going to be quite hard to beat and quite hard to improve, but I'm going to try one more time just to be safe. So let's jump into it. Damn it, just a bit hot on the brakes there. Good first sector though, 2/10 up. I knew there was some time there, but now it's the rest of the lap where I was pretty perfect. With the exception of sector 4, I know there's some more time there as well. Oh wow, what a lap so far. There was that little mistake just at the start of sector 2, but the rest of the lap's been great. Just got to try and get some good power down here. Much better than before, flat out easily out the final corner this time. This should be an improvement, hopefully into the low 45s. There we go, 45.1. Whoa, that's a lap and a half. That is definitely a pole. Whew, where did that come from? No idea, but what a lap. The bike was fantastic on that one, really, really good. Absolutely loved that lap, enjoyed that one to bits. There we go then, the final results are in, and we secure pole position by 9/10 of a second in the end. Very convincing performance, very dominant, but actually behind us it was extremely close. Rossi, Crutchlow and Rins all within the same 10th of a second, and then Miller just a little bit further back with Petrucci and Viñales there as well. But from 2nd to 9th, all within 7/10 of a second, very close. And only because we pulled out that special lap out of the bag right at the end there, because I really didn't think we had that. That genuinely surprised me. We actually got anywhere near a 144. So overall, fantastic qualifying. But that's only half the work, because we've got to try and convert this pole into a race win. That's our 5th pole in a row now, and we've only missed out at Qatar as the only race we didn't get pole, but we haven't converted any of them to race wins. Will today, or Sunday, sorry, be the day? I guess we'll find out. It's time for round 6 for the Italian Grand Prix. Here we go. It's time for the main event here on Sunday for the Italian Grand Prix. Marc Marquez focused, P2 for him. There is the home favourite, Valentino Rossi. Loads of yellow in the crowd. They're going to be hoping for him to pull something special out of the bag here today. And then, of course, we've got Dovi as well, not too far behind. There is Taka Nakagami in P11, but we're going to strap on some tyres here. For this one, you kind of saw in practice and also qualifying, you've got the inclination, but the medium hard seems to be the way to go here. So we're going to do that. The rear tyre does overheat quite a lot around here, so we need a hard rear without a doubt. And we have struggled with the hard rear whenever we've used it, so it could be a challenge, but I'm hoping we can overcome it, and hopefully the AI have some trouble as well. But with that being said, let's get to work and let's try and win our first race. And what a place it would be to do it here for the Italian Grand Prix. Let's do this. Right, let's try and get a good start here. 5 lights are on at Mugello, and it's lights out and away we go. And it's the Doctor with the whole shot off the line. Valentino Rossi. We actually get a pretty good start ourselves, to be fair. We only drop a few places on the brakes. Rins takes the initiative, and he takes P1 at San Donato. Rossi P2. As Marc Marquez goes down, the championship leader. Viñales straight down the inside. I'm going to try and respond. Alicia Spargaro down as well on the Aprilia, but Marquez crashes early on, and he's going to go right to the back of the pack with Alicia Spargaro here, which could be interesting. Let's see what these medium hard tyres are like on the front and rear, but hopefully, unlike the last race in Le Mans where we struggled to catch up to the front two, we can make that progress here today and see if we can try and actually win a race. I've got a good opportunity here. No Marquez and no Dovi. We've just got to try and get by the home favourite, Valentino Rossi. Bars for days, tell me about it, rhymes. But looks like the front two here, setting a strong early pace. So I have to try and respond here already. I can't really have a period where I try to get confident with the rubber. I've just got to try and push early on. 8-lap race ahead of us. Just try and get the hammer down and try and make some progress here. Rins though, putting some early daylight between himself and the rest of the competition as we go down towards Corontayo. Very good through here, I'm fantastic on the brakes. Petrucci P15 on screen on the second Ducati, so they're struggling at the minute. I don't know where Dovi is, but he could be on the comeback trail. Fantastic run there through the little chicane on the crossover, and that gives us some breathing room to Viñales behind. Now then, Buccini in the final corner on the power. Let's see then, can we have a run at the Yamaha here? Does the Ducati have the power? Yes, it does. Look at how we're gaining here. Valentino Rossi on the pit straight. Down towards turn 1, that Yamaha hanging in there, but we're going to power past. Down towards turn 1. The rear's wobbling, got to try and get it slowed down. And we just managed to do that. And we take P2 there in front of the Doctor. So making the moves early on here. Let's get after Alex Rins and try and make a move. Marquez P21 trying to get some recovery underway. But a good start to this race. Very happy with the bike so far. Rins is really going for this. He's pulled the pin early. And he's really trying to push on here and find some big pace. Let's see what the lap times are across the line. A 46.1 from Rins, 46.2 from me. So Rins is running at qualifying pace on harder tyres. It kind of says it all, to be honest, how much he's pushing at the minute. But I feel confident we can bring him in. I can do better than that. That was not the best lap from me, but definitely not far off though. Much better lap from us this time round. Really good lap. I've not made a single mistake. Dare I say it's qualifying pace worthy. It's very good. Definitely going to be in the 45s without a doubt. The question is how far into the 45s will this lap be? But it's been a strong one. A little bit wide at the front of the corner though. That's going to affect us a little bit. We are going to get a better exit as a consequence. But Rins' name tag visibly closer as lap 3 draws to a close as we start lap 4. Across the line, what's this lap going to be? A 45.6. Very good pace on the harder tyres, only half second off my pole time. And faster than what anything that AI managed to achieve all weekend long on the harder tyres. A little bit hot into San Donato, but we're starting to put the pressure on Rins. But you can see the gap behind and the pace we're both setting here. It's relentless pace out front, trying to win the race, and we're both pulling the pin early here and using up our rubber. Oof, big wobble there on the exit of Arrabbiata 2. Fantastic run there through the chicane. And wide again though into the final corner. Trying to get the power down earlier, but we're definitely closing in on Rins here. And then the Ducati of course stretches its legs on this pit straight, although Rins, Suzuki doing pretty well, but we are gaining. And back into the 46s though. Not so good of a lap from me there. I'm going to be a little bit hot here, but we're going to somehow get it slowed down, which is good. That's good to know when it comes to overtaking, that we're good on the brakes there into San Donato. And overall, sectors 1, 2, I'm pretty good at, to be honest. It's sector 3 I lose a little bit of time to the AI. But we're starting to lean on Rins now big time here. You can just visually see how much closer we are as we put the pressure on the Spaniard. I just need one more strong lap in the 45s to really get on the back of him. Wobbling all over the place there on the exit. I just can't make up this last bit of the gap to Rins. which is kind of the story, to be honest. We've had it multiple times. We had it in Qatar, we had it in the last race in Le Mans. This last bit at the gap, I just struggled to make up. The AI seemed to manage the pace. That was a better exit though, we're a little bit closer this time. I might be able to get a bit of a slipstream actually. Across the line, 46.2, I need to do better than that. 3 laps to go. We are going to gain a nice chunk into San Donato. Let's try and have a good sectors 1 and 2 here to really get close. Okay, we're closer this time. If I can just get the run through the chicane, which we do. We're starting to seriously put the pressure on Rins now. A little bit wide into the final corner again. Isn't ideal. We are going to get the power down. A little bit of a tighter line. Struggling to get the traction down though. The rear is starting to fade a little bit. We've definitely got a toe this time though. On the pit straight, 46.1. We're getting faster and faster every lap. 2 laps to go. Into San Donato. We're going to be a little bit hot there, but we're definitely breathing down Rins. You can feel the pressure now. I can just feel Rins pushing on this lap and trying to get away from me again. I'm struggling on my tyres now, big time. I really am. I need a big Correntaio here, which I absolutely do not get. Can I nail the chicane at least? That's a good line, but again, we're not really close enough here. I'm going to try and go shallow into the final corner. Kind of works. Using a short shift on the exit. But we're not really getting any closer here. I'm just struggling. My tyres are going. I can feel them letting go. This is the closest we've been to Rins as we go into the final lap, but it's still a 46.4. Not the best lap, you'll see. We've got to be brave on the brakes here into San Donato. We're going to get close, but not close enough. I need a fantastic lap here. Last lap of the race. It's all or nothing now. Oh man, I'm really pushing here. On the limit. I hate the Scarperia, it's my worst corner. Nothing enjoyable about that one. A little bit rough through there. Didn't quite get the mid-corner speed or the exit, but we're much tighter and cleaner into Correntaio. If I can just get the run through the chicane again. A little bit scruffy that time, that's not the one. Not good. Rins has actually pulled away. Nah, it's gone. Tyres overheating, they're gone. Rins is going to win it. Again, we're not going to win. We miss out every single time. But there is a positive. We should take the championship lead. Across the line, job done. Rins wins in Mugello. Ultimately, not much more we could have done there, and unfortunately for us, it's just not enough. And again, we just struggle. I don't know what it is. It's whether it's AI coding or something, but I can't seem to make up that last bit. You know, that extra 5% to make the difference when it comes to winning a race. But yeah, Rins deserved that one, and the pace we set was frantic. Having said that, Dovi, I didn't realise he was that close at the end. I wasn't even looking at the minimap, but look at Dovi. He ended up 5 seconds clear of Rossi. He was really pushing, and he was actually second quickest with the 46.0 qualifying pace there with harder tyres from Dovi. Very impressive pace, and it's a 2-3 for Ducati, but Rins wins it in Ducati's backyard. Jack Miller P7, Viñales 6th, Crutchlow the winner last time out P5, Rossi the home hero P4, and they've got Quattararo, good job from him in P8 with John Mir P9, Petrucci only 10th in the second Pramac Ducati, the Works Ducati actually. Then we've got Espargaro 11th, Abraham P12, what a performance from him. And then we've got Tito Rabat as well, P13, wow. Johan Zarco P14 and Oliveira 15th rounding out the points. So both Ducatis on the Avinti machine getting into the points. So Ducati showing their supremacy here today. Bagnaia only 16th, very disappointing from him. And then Nakagami, Morbidelli, Lorenzo, Iannone, Cyrus, Byron, Espargaro and Marquez bottom of the table, and it seems like he must have got bike damage because he wasn't able to recover through the field after that crash and was actually even slower than Espargaro. So yeah, overall that's your final results. In terms of the Riders' Championship, we now lead and we are 5 points clear at the top of the table ahead of Alex Rins. Dovi on the Works Ducati P3. Marquez drops down from 1st to 4th in one race after an absolute disaster class. And in terms of the Team Championship, we are 26 points clear at the top of the table ahead of Monster Energy Yamaha. And in terms of the Constructors, we are also dominating there, 26 points clear of Honda and 39 clear of Suzuki and 47 clear of Yamaha. But now it's time for a transfer window, guys, and I wonder what's going to be on the table for us. Okay, so here we are then on the transfer window, and there is one offer that I'm very interested in, and it's this one. We have the Petronas Yamaha satellite team, which is something I'm keen on because I want to eventually move to the Works Yamaha team. That's kind of where I want to race at, and following the footsteps of my hero Valentino Rossi. I was hoping for a Works Ducati deal, but they obviously think I've not done a good enough job, even though I'm the best Ducati on the grid. So yeah, there we got. We've got Petronas Yamaha, we've also got Suzuki, who was originally I was going to race for in this career mode until something weird happened. And then we've got Avintia and KTM Tech 3. Tech 3 also quite tempting because I just love the bike and I'd like to race for the Works KTM and carry that team forward. But Petronas Yamaha is an interesting one for me. It's something that I would like. I am tempted to stay at Pramac though at the same time because we are doing well on this bike and it works. I do like having the power on the straight and just being able to walk past bikes, but I don't know, do I go for Petronas Yamaha or do I stick with Ducati? Both are tempting, but you know what, I'm going to go with the satellite Petronas team here, and I'm going to switch teams mid-season. So let's do it. There we go, contract signed, and we've got a brand new team for the next episode. Our teammates, Franco Morbidelli, Fabio Quartararo. Fabio Quartararo, of course, the man this season in real life. What a fantastic season he's had so far. But yeah, there's our new team, and I'm looking forward to getting stuck into it. But guys, that is it for this episode of Career Mode. If you did enjoy it, drop a like on the video, and also get subscribed if you are new for daily Formula 1 and MotoGP content, and turn on notifications so don't miss any videos from me. And finally, check out these two videos on your screen if you have missed them. But other than that, guys, thank you for watching. We'll see you on my next one very soon. But until then, it's goodbye from me.